Yo, Roses, what's going on, you guys? This is Tarot King, the Prophet, here with another Crown King Tarot presentation. Y'all gotta excuse us, it's dark. It's dark outside. I'm riding up the street, I have some things on my mind that, as usual, I wanted to get off. This time I want to talk about Lilith, Adam, and Eve, alright? For those of you guys who don't know who Lilith is, let me put you up on game. Lilith was the first wife of Adam, according to the myth or legend or whatever the fuck. She was created equally with Adam. You know, Eve was not created equally. Eve was taken from Adam's rib, okay? But she was created equally with Adam. And so legend has it that she didn't want, Adam was trying to be dominant and all that. She was just basically like, nah, Adam, we're even, Adam wanted to get on top during sex and, some manly shit, you know what I mean? And wanted her to do the womanly shit through stereotypes, I guess. This is how the story goes anyway. And Lilith was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm equal to you, dude. I was formed from dust just like you was formed from dust. You know what I mean? No, I'm not doing it. And so it was said that Lilith went off and she went and frolicked with Satan and demons and all that other shit. You know how it go, though. Anybody that's, no disrespect, but anybody that's not with the church is definitely demons and all this other shit. Let the church tell it. But that's just a little disclaimer to throw it out there about my opinions when it comes to being judged by the church, the Christian church. Anyway, so that's the story of Adam, Eve, Lilith. Eve came later on, was formed out of was taken out of Adam's rib, and you know what I mean, did some bullshit. Unhappily ever after. All right, so now when you study astrology, you start to learn things like Lilith, the asteroid, right? So when I found out that Lilith was an asteroid, I was like, she was formed the same way Adam was formed. That brought about some interesting questions in my motherfucking mind. My mind be flowing. Let me turn this light on so it won't be so dark in here. All right, my mind be flowing. So it brought about some interesting questions. It's like, okay, well, how is an asteroid formed? Oh, through dust. It's formed by dust. How was man formed in the Bible again? All right, you can answer that question yourself. I guess from dust, from the dirt. All right, so asteroids and man pretty much form the same kind of way. So then, upon further research, I gained knowledge of things like the constellation of Taurus being referred to as the Garden of Eden, or the constellation of Scorpio being referred to as Satan, or the constellation of Pisces being referred to as representative of Christ, of Jesus, the two fishmen. Aries representing the resurrection, being the first zodiac sign. Start learning about things like that, And so that made me think, of this asteroid is in orbit, and it just so happened to be in orbit with the constellation of Taurus, then technically it's in the Garden of Eden, right? Yeah, if that's the nickname for the constellation of Taurus is the Garden of Eden, then yes, technically this asteroid is floating in the Garden of Eden when it's in orbit with Taurus. All right, so let's just entertain this scenario with me. All right, so you got two asteroids, one named Lilith, one we gonna call Adam. All right, and they're in orbit with the constellation of Taurus, right? So say something happens and the one named Lilith ends up in Scorpio or something. It just moves out of the orbit with Taurus. It ends up in Scorpio or some shit. So naturally, one watcher would say, hey, Lilith has left Adam in the Garden of Eden and she's out there with Satan, with Scorpio. You feel me? Yeah, so, all right, well, to go part of the story. So Lilith has been cast out of the Garden of Eden, right? So, say something happens, say something hits Adam, or Adam hits something, or say it's just a crack in Adam or something. I don't know how the fuck it works. But say Adam splits, right? And he turns into another little piece of rock floating around, gathering dust, growing bigger and bigger, right? So we're going to call this piece of asteroid that broke off of Adam Eve. And just for the fuck of it, we're going to say that Eve is not our own entity. She came from Adam's rib. And so here we go. Whatever tragedy happened, Adam cracked and, ended up into a whole nother asteroid. And him and this other piece of asteroid is floating around in the Garden of Eden, right? Floating around in Taurus, right? Then something happens and they end up out of orbit. All right, end up out of orbit for the Garden of Eden. And so one would say that technically they've all at this point been kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and all they had to do was them not be in 0 through 29 degrees of Taurus, and that's it. So just given that, I just wanted to kind of, I'm not really, I've already gone where I'm going to with it. You know what I mean? You can make of it what you will, but it has me thinking like, man, what's the chances that all this time we think we talking about man, that we talking about an asteroid? You know what I mean? We talking about asteroid and dwarf planets and meteoroids and stars and all this other shit that are in orbits, right? I started thinking about the ages of the people in the Bible. It was people that was living 900 years, people living 800 years, 700 years, 600 years, 300 years, so on and so forth, by name. They had these niggas by name, talking about such and such lived 900 and some odd years and however many scores and some other shit. And it was just like, I started thinking about shit. I started thinking about how fast Venus and Mercury orbit. In astrology, everything orbits around Earth, not the sun, okay? So just thinking about how fast Venus and Mercury orbit as opposed to Earth or the sun in astrology. And then, I started thinking about some of these numbers. I can't really call any numbers right now, but I know like Saturn and Uranus and Pluto take for fucking ever to orbit. And I got to wondering, what's the chances that there's a star or meteorite or planet or whatever the fuck named after each of these characters that are in the Bible, and say it take a planet 934 years to make one orbit around the sun or around Earth, however you want to call it. Say it take 934 years. Let me write in the book, and we're gonna call him Chimalayam. I don't know. We're gonna call this motherfucker something that's hard to pronounce with an ach in it, And we're gonna say that he's 934 years old. You get it? So not that this motherfucker's 934 years old, just took him 934 years to orbit one time. Then you got to figure, all right, well, how do one motherfucker keep track of somebody that's 934 years, or something that's 934 years old, if they're not, if they can't reach the 934 years themselves? Well, shit, to me, if you ask me, people like the Mayans, things like that, tracked things like this over centuries, over time. They stuck together, they worked together, they were connected like how we're supposed to be, but we're not connecting. You know what I mean? I think that we are supposed to connect, meditate, and come up with these things to have visual sights together. I believe that if we connect together, that we can possibly make human constellations and make the Earth move as a spaceship. That's the way I feel. I don't know for sure, but bringing it back to my original point, I don't know, just think about what I'm saying here. I know what I'm saying, but I don't know what I'm saying here, man. It's just a theory. It's just my thought, about Lilith, Adam and Eve, Lilith, Adam, Eve, and asteroids. All right. I don't know. It's something to think about, though. You guys, how I'll come up with some more shit to talk about and I'll pop back in on you guys. Love you guys. Tarot King the Prophet. This has been another Crown King Tarot presentation. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Please comment. I most definitely comment back. I love having these kind of conversations. Most definitely. You know, conversations that make you dig, that make you think. You know. But anyway, though, like I said, love, like, comment. Love, like, comment, share, subscribe. Love you guys. Tarot King the Prophet has been another Crown King Tarot presentation. Just got a brand new computer. Finna go set it up so we can get busy with just other shit. Y'all holla at your boy, man. I'm gone. Peace.